this will be a freeform intro.
All
So,
right. Well, the record button has been hit.
I thought of a joke.
What was the
I thought of
joke?
a joke when I watched this episode of the anime, which I have a thesis for. I have a central thesis,
Oh Lloyd.
which is simple and clean and good and wonderful. So the title of this anime is Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. And in the
True.
manga sense, it's supposed to just be like a little like tongue in cheek, like, oh, she isn't scary because even though she might look threatening or spooky, she's actually very nice and she's sweet. But in the case of the anime, it's not scary because it looks like shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah,
Get
I was gonna say that I don't know what it's going for. Like I can't. It's like, is this trying to be like a cute slice of life with some paranormal stuff going on? Is this supposed to be comedy? Is this supposed to be horror? Because it fails on every front for me. It fails in every way conceivable of wherever genre you want to put this into. It fails utterly. I think the only scared that I felt is just like the initial, and I feel like I'm being manipulated. That like, oh, instinctually you don't want to see something happen to a child because it's a child and they're innocent, and they haven't experienced life, so they're being put in a
I feel the
threatening
opposite.
they're being put in a threatening situation. So it's like, oh, isn't that kind of a little bit scary? But like Kaya just shows up like she's One Punch Man and just handles the issue immediately. So as soon as I knew that like she's anywhere in the vicinity, it's like, oh, there's no problem. It's just gonna be handled. Like Saitama is here.
True. Very
Um,
true. Okay, so I like the manga, and this is where I'm coming from. Where it's like I like the manga. The manga is cool. The manga executes this idea infinitely better than the anime. I mean, for one, it's just like it like the little creatures, the little ghost and ghoulies. They just like don't look scary. they just like they just kind of look like nothing. They're just like formless blobs. And I'll have some manga panel. I have some manga panels,
he's putting the manga
and you can
panels.
see like, oh, doesn't that look kind of spooky? Like a lot of the illustrations for the spooky elements in the manga remind me of like scary things in the dark or whatever that book series is. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah, they look like that, and it's just like they look neat and cool. And in the manga, in the anime, they just don't look like anything. They're just
Yeah.
like kind of just formless entities.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yes, this series is like just trying to be like a little slice of life with horror elements and sometimes comedy from the juxtaposition of the premise of like, oh, these are spooky entities that are being defeated by a little girl. Uh, and I just think like in the format of a manga, it just works a lot better because like it's episodic, so like each chapter is just like a little story that you can just read at your leisure.
Hmm.
But when it's put in an anime, it just feels like kind of just disjointed and just like, oh, here's this event, here's this event, here's this event,
Yeah, yeah. It
as
almost
opposed
feels
to
like
just
a
like an overarching storyline. Whereas like that's what you kind of expect of an anime.
yeah. It feels It
Uh,
feels almost like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's like, all right, well, this happened. It's like off to the next shenanigan that's about to go on.
yeah, it doesn't feel like a linear series of events really. Besides like some few plot lines of like the teacher
Yeah,
recognizing that, oh my god, there are ghosts.
yeah.
That's really the only thing.
Yeah, that happened. That happened pretty early on, which I was like one of the few things that I will say that I like is that I'm glad that she has like an adult ally. Like that's not something that I had to wait for like near the end of the manga for it to be like finally one adult believes her. It's like, all right, well, I'm glad that she has one adult that cares about it. What's her name? Chie, I think. I think it's literally Chie.
Yeah,
And her little friend that she saved from the toilet demon. And she has a friend, and she has a cute relationship with her dad. And that's about all I liked. That was literally it. I kind of hate how Kaya looks. I kind of hate that like she kind of suffers from adult face on child body. I really hate it. Um,
a little bit. I think it's mostly because she has the most detail on her
yeah,
face
yeah. That's
compared to the other
literally what I
children.
figured. But yeah, she. I mean, it doesn't also help
Yeah.
that she also like is very expressionless, which also helps with like more of an adult kind of feature, I suppose, like an adult
Well, I guess
attitude.
she is supposed to look a little off, so I guess
Yeah.
that's part of the intent. Although, like I said, I think all of the artistry looks better in manga compared to anime. And I think it's chiller because if anyone ever cares or watches it, they'll be like, oh well, it's hard to make anime, and it's true. So I can't give too much flack. I'm sure
I'll give all the
she
flack.
did
I'll
the
do it
best they
for you.
could.
This shit sucked. It sucked. It was awful. I'm having a bit of like an anime renaissance. I've been watching a lot of anime again recently, and it's kind of part of the reason I wanted to do the show. And I don't know. Everything I've been watching has been like pretty good. And then I watched this, and I was like, oh, this is why I stopped watching anime, because there's just like a lot of this that exists out there, and it would just be put in front of me, and it was just like, oh, I just wasted like 30 minutes of my time, and I'm excited to watch the next episode.
It was like 24.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and I don't know if the manga does it better. I'm assuming so. I just don't feel like there's anything here. Even the threat of the ghost doesn't feel like it's taken very seriously. Kaya just shows up and she just kind of handles the situation like very quickly, like I said before. Even with the adult that believes her, who's like, oh yeah, there are probably ghosts. Like Kaya clearly knows something's going on, something's happening that I can't see. She kind of just grabs the books and just sets them outside. It's like, that's a nuclear bomb. That's like a bomb that you believe this child that there is, and you're just gonna casually put these outside. And I guess that really annoyed me because it's like, are you taking
Well,
this seriously? Is the story taking these ghosts seriously? Because it feels like it's not. Because you could have very easily written that in a different way. Like if it's trying to foreshadow that these books are going to come into play later, which I'm assuming they are, because the principal decides is like, I'm going to donate these to like a library. And in my head, I was like, oh, okay, so this nuke is someone else's problem now. I was like, why couldn't you just write it like she was about to like put them in a furnace or something? She gets distracted and the principal finds them, and then she comes back. She's like, oh no, the books have disappeared. I don't know. I feel like the threat doesn't feel real. Like even like there's a ghost that shows up on her dad's face at some point, and she's just able to slap it away, and it clearly had no effect on him. They're clearly just walking around. Like when she's walking with her dad, the ghosts are clearly, these entities are clearly just walking around everywhere, and it's just like not a big deal, and they're not causing havoc or problems. I don't know. I don't feel like the threat is being taken very seriously. Like there's like nothing. Like I'm not slightly
well, in the
scared. I'm
case of
not
the
slightly
books,
worried. There's no threat. There's nothing.
in the case of the books, this is a little jab. I mean, you might know this already. But when she sets it outside like that, that's like for garbage disposal. It's like that's the garbage man will come and dispose of them basically.
Then you
Because like
stand with them. Then you stand with the books until this nuke is until this like radioactive bomb is taken care of, and then you wait
well,
for the
I
garbage
guess you
man.
just didn't expect for anyone to come and take them.
They're
Which is kind of fair.
books. They're book. I don't know.
No, but they are. She wrapped them in the thing where it's like, okay, you're gonna throw this away.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah. Oh
that's
my
like putting
god.
a garbage bag out and then being like, oh, you don't expect someone to take your garbage.
Yeah, I'm
Basically.
putting a see-through bag outside with a gun, a loaded gun in there, and I'm just like, well, this will be fine. They'll know to just throw this away. No, everyone will know not to touch it. No, I don't know. It's just nothing. I don't know. It's like I've said before. Um, if I'm looking for humor, it's not here. If it's horror, it's not here. If it's an engaging story, it's not here. Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I want to speak a little bit on the manga.
All right. Let me hear it.
So for the manga, since it takes a sort of slice of life approach, that sort of like format I think just works inherently better for like a manga format where you can like take your pace and like read at your leisure,
Mhm.
versus an anime where it's like it's railroaded, so you have to like experience this thing.
Mhm.
Um, and I think for the manga it works better because it just feels like a little bit of like short stories because like in that chapter, sort of the intent at the end of that little thing is just like to sort of just like leave you on a hook of like, oh, this could affect other people, and that's just like the little stinger that the chapter ends on. And it's like it's effective enough where it's just like, oh shit,
Wait.
that's gonna
Where does it
fucking kill
end in the
some other
manga?
children. Like on the bit where it's just like the teacher donates it to school, and like
Okay.
it ends on like a little sting. That chapter ends on a stinger of just like, oh, someone else is fucked.
Yeah, this is
Which it's
this is
fun.
someone
It's
else's
fun
other
for like
problem.
it's fun for like the end of a little short story, which what it feels like. That's what a lot of the early manga feels like. It's just like little like short stories with like
Mhm.
horror vignettes and like little things like that. Uh, I'm sure the anime will eventually get to it if we continue it. I'm kind of fine with dropping it.
No. If you like, I'm
uh,
completely fine with keeping going if you want.
But what was I gonna say? But in the manga, like children will just die. Like sometimes, like
Oh, okay.
not that Kaya will fail, but we will see just stories of just like these ghosts will just kill children or just other
Okay.
people.
Okay. That's like the one thing that I expected the story to go and for that to happen, but it didn't. And if anything, I remember very like in the very beginning of the anime, it kind of shows you all the injuries the kids have gotten, and the worst is some cuts and scrapes. And I was like, man, these ghosts are bitches, bro. They don't do nothing. They do nothing. But if you're telling me that happens, then I guess like the shoe just has yet to drop, which I think is going to come off
Yeah.
as very shocking to anyone who is watching this, because it right now the way that it feels, it does feel very slice of lifey, but there's just some ghosts wandering around. So the idea of of a child actually dying is genuinely kind of crazy to me, because this is not what this story feels like at all. Like it feels like there are no stakes.
It feels that way. It feels more impactful in the manga, but I don't want to fully repeat
Yeah,
myself.
but I was about to say, but
Uh,
these folk are here to watch the anime, and I'm gonna tell you right
that's
now, this
true.
anime is not good, and it's not worth your time. You should read the
You
manga.
know what's another
Apparently,
really annoying thing is like because they couldn't fully capture like a dark atmosphere, they just sort of put a filter over over stuff.
yeah,
They had a really annoying like distortion effect going. Uh, I don't know why they thought that looked good. Like it didn't look scary. It was just very distracting. It's like, oh, why did it look so garish? Uh, I don't know. And I will say, another thing that I think wasn't captured in the manga, and I think this works better, is like that dichotomy of like, oh, like the sweet slice of life stuff versus the horror stuff. Because part of like what the work is doing is like that juxtaposition is trying to like
yeah,
create like a yin yang, like a yo-yo effect of just like, oh, you have this sweet moment and then you have this ghost that's about to murder this child, and it's just like, that's fun. And it's just not felt in the anime because it feels very like it just doesn't convey strong emotions either way. Like either like emotion either way, it doesn't really go like that, so it just kind of feels like nothing.
yeah.
Uh,
I feel like if they're gonna go that route and they're trying to show that off in the anime sense, I think that having a back and forth would be important. I don't know how long it takes in the manga. I haven't read it, but how long it takes for a child to be murdered. I feel like that would leave me a lot more concerned for that child that was facing the toilet demon, because then it's like, oh, there's a good chance that this child might be killed because another kid was obviously shown being murdered. But up until this point, and up until what you just told me right now, it feels like to me that like, oh, this is just going to be the rinse and repeat cycle and nothing's probably going to happen to anybody. So I think
some
that's gonna
stuff
be.
happens.
I think it's gonna be very jarring, like how I just said that if someone's watching this, it's like, oh, this is kind of cute with it's slightly spooky, and then a child's gonna die on screen. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
There's a
Man.
really cool chapter where it's like this one, like Kai is in it, but she isn't like the main character. But we followed like this little kid, and he's being like haunted. So like initially, since the show sets it up where it's like you're not supposed to trust the ghosts because the ghosts will try to kill you. Uh, this chapter has a really fun subversion where it's like this kid is being followed by a ghost that's telling him to look up, and he has like an umbrella, and he's like he doesn't want to look up because that's spooky and scary. So he's just constantly has his umbrella tilted down, and he's looking at the floor. And he has one interaction with Kaya where she tells him to look up, and he's still just like ignoring her and ignoring everything. And eventually, the ghost goes away, and then he raises his umbrella, he looks up, and then there's just a car that's about to hit him.
Oh,
And it cuts away. It cuts away from the collision, but like it's like we don't see physically his body like getting run over, but we know he dies. And
oh, okay.
it's just like that's what I like about the manga. It's just like they're just like these like I said, just like these fun little stories, these fun little horror
These
stories.
fun little child murder scenes.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Uh, Eventually, there actually is an overarching story, which is interesting. Uh, but I guess I shouldn't spoil it.
Yeah, it sounds like this probably works better in the format of like small little like cartoon bits you'd find in a newspaper where you have like maybe 4 panels and then that's it. It sounds like this would probably work better in a manga format, because as in the show when it's going beat by beat, I'm like, oh man, there's I don't care about these ghosts. They're not doing anything. Nothing's happening. Like literally nothing's happening. I mean, I guess it was cute when she saved her friend and then she ran away and then obviously Kaya is going to turn into like her Super Saiyan black form because she's clearly getting scolded at. But then Chie
Her blackface
comes in.
form.
Yeah. Yeah.